Hello everyone, my name is Kira, and this will be my Battle Girl High School guide to pretty much everything. I imagine that a lot of people who probably saw the first episode of the anime, and probably in the future are seeing more episodes of the anime, might want to get into the game, and since the game is only in Japanese for now, I figured I would just show everything off that I could. This guide will probably be split into multiple parts because I currently don't feel comfortable making videos longer than around 15 minutes or so, but I'm just going to show literally everything, including the login bonus. So, like most mobile games, every day when you log in, you get a login bonus, which is given to you by one of the girls here, and this is, don't worry about this. And then afterwards, you'll usually get this little news pop-up. If it's not your first time coming in, then you won't get this. And as you can see, today, very special, because not only is it Tanabata in Japan, 7/7, but it's also Nozomi's birthday. And there's actually a special thing that comes with that, and that's exactly why I'm doing this today. But we'll get into that later. I'm going to go tab by tab, starting with the classroom tab on, like, the left on the bottom, the one that's kind of glowing right now. Then battle, then girls, then multiplayer, and then gacha. Some of these tabs, like, it's not going to be an individual video per tab. A bunch of these will probably be a couple tabs in one. But anyways, let's get started. And what better way to start than to introduce the story? Because the anime didn't really do it. So basically, Battle Girl High School, or Battle Girl Project as I guess they're calling it now, takes place in the future. 2045 is when it takes place. So like 30 years down. In this future, technically a little bit before that year, these alien monster creatures called Irosu have started invading the Earth. And in fact sorry, let me recite that. And the only ones who can stop it are teenage girls, specifically high school and middle school age girls, who are granted powers, better angle, by this magical giant tree. Don't question it. This tree is called Shinju-sama, and the school is essentially named after it because it's called Shinju-gamine. Now, to protect the tree, since there were so many Irosu, they actually had to move the school to space, but after the first arc, they'd beaten back the Irosu enough that they could move the school back to Earth. So, like, in the anime, it's on Earth. Don't worry about it. And that's really kind of the basic story. Basically, all these girls are fighting back these monsters to save people, so yeah, so I may as well just introduce them one by one. Starting with Miki. I'm gonna go over all these buttons that popped up here in a moment. Miki is like your pretty average, like, female heroine anime. She's very energetic. She has, like, a few flaws. Like, she's a little spazzy in some ways. She also cannot cook, and even, like, when something that she does make turns out well, it apparently looks horrible, so that's, like, one of the silly flaws that she gets. She's not, at least in the game, she's not as much the focal point as main characters usually are. That isn't to say that everyone gets equal spotlight, it's just that because there's so many girls, she doesn't get as much focus as a main character usually does. This seems to be changed in the anime, which is fine. I like Miki alright. She's pretty nice. She's, like, again, pretty average for a female heroine. Next we have Subaru. Who's honestly the fairly common character now of a tomboy who wants to be seen as cute, although she has the weird reason, I mean, it is mostly just that she wants to be seen as more feminine than she is, but, like, it also is kind of because she doesn't want as many female admirers, which... At this point, I'm just going to say there are some issues in this game, and I'm not going to really get into them. This is supposed to be a guide, not a dissection of the problems with this game, which I will definitely make a video on if people want to hear me go into that, but, like, not right now. But Subaru is, like, you know, very sporty. She does, I think, like, a few sports, definitely lacrosse and soccer, but I think something else as well. There's another sporty girl, but she's not quite as tomboyish, it's weird. But, like, she's pretty nice. She used to be my favorite, but she's moved down a little bit. I still like her a lot, though. Next we have Haruka. And if you're familiar with Love Live, she's kind of the Katori of this game in a way. She's the nice girl. Kind of the Katori mixed with Maki, and I guess, because her family runs a hospital, so, like, she has some medical knowledge based on that. She's definitely, like, really nice. And, she also likes reading, shonen manga. And in one of her side stories, I know that she's caught reading JoJo, which is kind of amazing. So she's also a JoJo fan. Next up is Yuri. Oh, I should have mentioned that the three I just did were first-year high schoolers, and now I'm starting with the second-year high schoolers. And if you don't know Japan's schooling system, it's generally elementary school is 6 grades, middle school is 3, and high school is 3. So she would be basically a junior in our, like, in America's school system. She's 1 year below, like, when you graduate high school, basically. Yuri is on the disciplinary committee, and because of that, she takes justice very seriously. She's not taken as seriously by some of her classmates, but, you know, she tries. Next is Nozomi, whom today is a special day for, and again, I'll go over that later. She likes fashion, she likes, I mean, she and Yuri tend to not get along as well. But I mean, you know, they do get along, wink wink. She's, again, like, kind of one of the pretty nice girls overall. Like, most of these girls are pretty nice, but, like, I feel like Nozomi is, like, extra so in a way. Then we have Kurumi. If she would speak. She's not. Oh, there she is. Did she say something? There we go. She's not saying her lines for some reason, but, like, Kurumi has nice, soft voice. She's, again, very nice girl. She's kind of spacey, and she talks to flowers. Now, on to the third-year high schoolers. Let's start with Anko, I guess. Anko is into games and computers. She has her whole, like, online world. She's very popular online, apparently. Not so much in real life because she's kind of shy. She's also, like, the shortest third year by far. Where is... oh, there she is. Guess I could have used that. Next is Asuha. Who's, like, student council president. She's definitely the type. She's pretty serious. But she does get thrown off easily. Especially by Renge. who some of you might know is voiced by Nanjo, aka Lisa, from Love Live. But she is the mostly canon lesbian of the group. She loves girls, she loves watching girls. She used to do ballet, and according to, like, her profile stuff, she's, like, secretly kind of disappointed that she quit. She loves Asuka. Like, Renge is a fun character in some ways. She's not always treated the best, but she's fun. Now on to the middle schooler, starting with first year. He's Hinata. Hinata is the other sporty girl in class, though unlike Subaru, she's more of an energetic girl than a tomboy. She's pretty bouncy. She does, I think, softball, and I think a couple other sports again, so, like, the two sporty girls do a lot. She's pretty energetic. There's a really cute panel comic with her and Sakura. And Sakura is the one that she tends to get shipped with. And speaking of, there's Sakura. Sakura is, like, the pretty slow-going type. She tends to keep her cool most of the time, like, pretty calm and collected. And she's just, like, overall really chill, which makes her, like, really kind of an interesting character in a way. Next, on to the second year middle schoolers. If I can find them. Oh, they didn't move. We have Michelle. Also called Mimi. This says Mumi a lot. Michelle Wasaki is part French, I believe. I think she's half French, half Japanese. She's loves stuffed animals. Loves them. Talks to them. Has tea parties with them. She's like the cute girl kind of thing. She has that high voice. Next is Kaede. Who is the rich girl of the group, because there always has to be a rich girl for some reason. She uses watashi and desuwa, so she also speaks very politely. And she, like, has to uphold her family name, which is Sendoin, because, you know, rich girl, it's that kind of thing. Now the third year middle schoolers, and that is not finally, it's just time for the third year middle schoolers. Urara is Urara. She's a little bit like Nico in Love Live in a way, just because she wants to be an idol, and she can be a little devious sometimes, let's just say that. Next up, and the only other third year middle schooler is Kokumi. Who is very sweet, soft voice girl. She gets scared easily, of course. But she's very, very nice. But these are not all the girls. For some reason, the game does not allow you to put more than 15 girls in the classroom, even though there's clearly a bunch of empty seats in the back. Which is why the anime is not accurate to the games, because they have 16 girls sitting in there in the first episode. But anyways, to get to the other ones, we'll touch this button right here, which I'm trying to swirl around, but the camera's moving instead. button with different rooms. And I was hoping I'd get to more of this episode, but it seems like the character introductions are going to be the end of it. Oh well, that's probably okay. I can do a little bit more, I think. So, going in here, we have the 3 other girls that were added after the first 15. Sadone after Arc 1, and Shiho and Kanon during Act 2. Or Arc 2. Arc. Each, like, story part I've seen called Arc, I've seen it just called, like, the first story, the second story, the third story. Like, I personally go with Arc, just because. So, first one added is Sadone. Oh, she's sad. Okay, I just really quick. So yes, I'll introduce head padding now. That's what it's even called. You can do 5 at a time and then have to wait like 2.5 hours to do more. I'll go into why you need to do it later. But Sadone was actually introduced as an enemy, which they might get into in anime, because she was kidnapped by one of the main villains when she was younger, and given these things on the side of her head, the robot ears. Which, after clearing a certain part in the story, I don't think it'll let me do it from here. Yeah, it won't. After clearing a certain part in the story, you can't take it off. Oh, so sad. You can take them off, but I personally kind of find her cute with them. Sadone was kind of originally, after she joined your side, depicted as a bit of a yandere, but Colorful realized that people don't really care for that, so that got stripped away, and now she's just really cute. And because of, like, the Hirosu people messing with her mind, she's a little bit babyish in a way. She doesn't know a lot of things, a lot of her dialogue, although she does have kanji in it now, will often be written in, like, katakana and hiragana only, to kind of demonstrate that she's talking childishly. For one of the voice actors that I do know and did recognize it pretty much immediately, she's voiced by Aoi Yuki, aka Madoka, Kaname from, you know, Puella Magi Madoka Magica. But as much as I hate to leave her sad. Next up is Kanon. Ah! Where did the camera go through Kanon? Although really, Kanon and Shiho. No, sorry. Kanon and Shiho are kind of a package deal on a way. They're gay. Kanon and Shiho were both introduced in the second arc, and that whole arc was around their story, and I'm not gonna give spoilers for that for now. Just note that, this happened. Don't worry about this. To end this off, I will go into actual guide stuff in a way. So I already mentioned the padding, and again, as you can see, after well, it's a half hour per pad. Get back. Then this button is the status button, where you should be seeing yeah, there you go. the card that I currently have is the main one for her little 3D model. Then this button down here, I'm not going to get into right now. Same with this one, because that'll be for later, as you can see where it's pointing down. But I'll say this is where you change out the card, and this is where you change out the weapon, if you want to just do it for the one card. Then, up here, top button, Himisu is secrets. It just lists, like, you know, facts about the character. Like her height, and eventually it'll be weight, which is that. Affection 70, which I don't have yet, and everything else. Like, you have to max out the affection to get all of these. Whoa, why did I click? How did I get to presents? Okay, this other part of this is story. You can see both, like, the girl story, which you get by maxing out affection, which I have all of now. The mini stories you get from... I don't have all of these. What are you talking about? So, shouldn't I not have all of these? I'm not gonna show her now. Okay. Gabe's not going to lower now. And card stories, which is just based off the cards you have. It's not showing it, but don't worry about that. Uh-oh. Oh, that's why. You know what? I'll continue this in the next part, because I don't think it's going to let me record any more than this. So, see you guys in part 2!